Welcome to AARP, Arizona Hispanic Connection. Educate. Celebrate. Connect. Arizona Hispanic Connection.
Welcome to Arizona Barrio Stories. Once again, we're with David Parra-Luna with Salud,
Dinero
y Amor. Anyhow, he has been giving us some tidbits on how we can do our financial journey. The last time we met with him, he talked about every dollar not spent is a dollar saved. So today we're going to continue with that, and we're going to give you a little bit of more tidbits. Don't forget, there's a workbook, and you might want to grab a paper and pencil. David, welcome.
Thank you, Irma. So this is going to be our last show of this series on finances. And we are going to be covering a few points about every dollar not spent is a dollar saved. And then we're going to move to protecting our assets. It's very, very important. So why don't we get to it?
I'm ready.
Okay, so let's talk about spending priorities. This slide has 5 points, but I'm just going to make a comment on one of them, and it is an emergency savings. I think we need to keep in mind that emergencies do happen. So it is recommended that we have, some say, 6 months worth of budget saved up. So we will recommend that. So if it's not easy, right? Because if it's $3,000 budget, you're looking at $18,000 just for that. You know, your AC breaks, what else? Your car breaks, and anything breaks, even you get sick or what have you. You want to have something there to support you, even especially if you can't work, you know.
We gotta be careful with those emergencies. Do you have an emergency fund?
Yeah, because if not, you're gonna have to go to credit, and there's the debt again, right? Okay, on the next one, free money. Smart shopping, coupons, rebates, sales, buy in bulk. Check your warranties. This is a good one. When you buy something new, it comes with the warranty. Then you throw it away and it breaks. The other day, a quick story. A neighbor's battery it failed, and he remembered that thing had a warranty, and he went and guess what? I think he got it like he would have missed it if not for 1 day. He was that was going to expire, so he got a new battery. Again, let's pay attention to those warranties. It's very careful not to necessarily get extended warranties. Be careful with that. Sometimes it's not worth it. But at least the one that comes with the purchase, pay attention to it. Earn income tax credit. And of course, whenever somebody offers you, an employer offers you 401k, especially if they do match, take advantage of that. That's very important. If we move on to save and invest, and here's a big point, Irma. The difference between saving and investments. If you save the money, it's not going to grow. So even though we recommend that you save for the emergency fund, in the long run, you don't just want to save and pile up your money, because it's going to be eaten up by inflation. So you want to invest. These days, what you can get at a savings account, checking accounts, money market accounts, certificates of deposits, especially the savings account, they don't pay that much. So you want to look into more certificates of deposits in the IRAs, you know, the traditional or Roth IRAs, and then an investments account, that's U.S. savings bonds. So pay attention to that. Though we recommend savings, investments, it's better, but you got to know how to do it too. You're smiling. Why are you smiling about?
The last one, the savings bond. I remember when I was young, my mom bought a lot of those for my brother and I, and my daughter, her granddaughter. So now I wonder, maybe it's time to cash those in.
And you know, they may be even paying good right now, because again, savings accounts are paying nearly nothing. So got to look into that. What to look for? Fees. Be very careful. Fees will hurt a lot of people if they don't pay attention to that. And ATM fees. annual fees, overdraft fees. That's a killer. Be careful not to overdraft money because there's always a penalty for that. It could be what, $25, even more every time you go over what you have in the bank. A minimum balance fee. Sometimes they'll charge you if you go lower than a certain amount. So be very careful with fees. And then the interest rates, again, they're not paying that great. So savings, it's good, but don't just stay there. Look into the investment piece, which is important. And again, when we look at the comparison between savings and investing, the savings are safer. The investing involves risk. The savings you have the easily accessible, the money is easily accessible. But then in investing, you have a volatile in short time periods, low return savings, potential higher returns on investments. And then if you're going to use it for short-term goals, like 0 to 5 years, savings may do it. But if it's going to be 5 years or more, if you can afford to do that, put the money somewhere and you're not going to touch it for 5 years or more, you're better off investing. So
wow, these are things I bet you people don't even think of.
Yes.
When they have their savings and
right, very
account.
important. And now, what to watch for? So now we move into the area of protecting. Right, we have to protect our assets. And one of the things that we have to protect is our Social Security number. Don't give it easily. People may ask why do you need it? I don't want to give it to you. Is that okay? And then they might ask you for the 4 digits, which is very traditional these days, or more common. Very careful with that Social Security number. In fact, and this is more the credit card. Yesterday we got a call that somebody was trying to use our credit card. And we got a call, we answered it, and we fixed it. So again, be very careful. Account numbers, that's bank accounts. Sometimes I'm very leery about writing checks because your check has your routing number and your account number. So again, try to avoid that. Be very careful. And then if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. It's a lot of times that phone rings and they try to offer you a lot of things. And one of the things we have to watch out for is act now, because it's urgent. If you don't act now, the offer will disappear by tomorrow, kind of thing. Be very careful with that. And then there's always a catch, right, to a phone call, an email that they're trying to sell you something. So do protect your assets. Now we come to protecting yourself and from identity theft, and this is a big deal. So you work hard, you learn to manage your money, you learn to use your credit, your budget, you get your statements, you're doing everything right, and then somebody steals your identity. Somebody opens credit on your name or in your name, and then you get in trouble. So we have to be very careful in protecting our identity. So point 1, be aware of how information is stolen, right? Be very careful. Sometimes, especially, they target the older population, and they say, well, can you confirm your Social Security number? Is it da-da-da-da-da-da, right? I mean, if they're calling you from Social Security, why would they need to confirm the information, or Medicare? So be very careful not to give out your information. Guard your personal and account information. Very, very important to guard it. And then report suspicious activity immediately. The other day I got a call again because somebody had their Social Security stolen. They called Social Security. They got a police report. And then I also asked them to freeze their credit, right? And then I also asked them to get a credit report. They can get one for each company for free a year. So they literally can get a credit report every 4 months just to make sure that nobody has opened up credit, because those credit reports will have all the credit that you have used or they're currently using. So it's very, very important to keep those tips in mind. Any comments so far? We are pretty close to the end of this show, and by that, the end of this series. It's been great, but we still have a couple more points. Should we cover them? Any comments so far?
Just the red flags, how, you said be aware of what information you're giving out. I mean, to me, in this day and age with hackers and scams, I think red flags should be there for everybody. Be careful of what information you give out.
Yeah, you know, we at ARP we have a publication, and we're going to put the information on the video, and it's got a lot of good information about fraud and scams. So we're going to offer it. They can get it. Actually, if they write to me, I'll send it to them. It's a PDF. We have it in print form, but it's got a lot of good information, and it also has great resources in case they steal your identity. So learning whom to trust, do your homework, ask questions, take your time, ask for help, right? And last but not least, if it happens to you, tell someone. And then for a list of state-by-state contacts for reporting suspected financial abuse, visit the National Center on Elder Abuse at ncea.aoa.gov. So that's basically the protecting our assets. We've covered a lot of ground in 12 shows, Irma. I'm pretty satisfied. I hope you are too.
I am too. I've picked up some things from you that, you know, I came into this pretty comfortable, but even our camera people, our crew, we've talked among ourselves, and we've picked up some tidbits.
12 shows. It's easy to say it, but it's 12 sessions of recording, going over a lot of ground. And I just want to tell folks that if they want to get the workbook, I really recommend the workbook. It's got all the concepts. All they have to do is look it up, and we'll show it on the screen. They have to go to aarp.org and then look for Finances 50 Plus. They'll be glad that they get it, because it's got everything there. And I just want to thank again Arizona Barrio Stories for hosting me for 12 shows. And stay tuned, because now we're going to be covering other topics, and especially come next year, we're going to be covering Social Security and also preparing for retirement.
Thank you for being a part of us. Thank you for joining forces with us. We hope that you return with some more things up your sleeve.
I will. Thank you so much.
You heard it, folks. He is going to be back, and we're going to count on that. We love the information he's been sharing with us. We hope that maybe something has hit home with you. You can help on your financial journey, either for yourself or your family or even your kids. You can start educating your kids on their financial journey so they don't make mistakes that maybe that we might have made. Thank you from Arizona Barrio Stories. Thank you for joining us. And as always, we will see you soon.